Tom, what's up, buddy? It's funny you said what's cooking. I actually have I made tea today. I was feeling a little cold, and I was like, let me put some tea on. So it's steeping right now. I feel like you'd appreciate that. Like I know you said you're a big coffee guy, but I feel like you have to know about tea too. The first four. Oh, you read the first four chapters. Hell yeah, dude! I love to hear that. How am I sounding? Am I sounding all right? Everything's cool. Everything's fine. Let's. I want to go and look at the guy. But yeah, so I have my tea, and let me see if I'm gonna try and find it on here. It's called a King's tea. It's this one. So it's kind of it has ginseng and oolong in it. And so I actually learned a lot about tea um just from learning about this. So 10 Ren's King's Dark Ginseng Oolong second grade consists mainly of high quality oolong harvested during the premium seasons, spring and winter, and from the best area to grow oolong, the mountains of central Taiwan. The leaves are then blended with a touch of ginseng to create an incredible aftertaste. Each tea leaf is hand-picked to ensure harvests of young terminal buds. The steeped tea has a light brown hue, mild roasted aroma with sweet undertones, the initial flavor of roasted chestnuts, and a sweet and roasted aftertaste which lingers at the back of the throat. Anyways, that's what I it's like my bougie tea, and I've been I keep wanting to like after like I'll get on stream and I'll be like, man, I really wish I had some tea right now. And so like today I actually remembered to do that. So Tom, question, what did you think of education? It was good, very vibrant. Talking about the book. Yeah, it's cool, it's cool. It's about my dad. Trying to here, so look at the TikToks I made today.
Damn. Here we go again. Damn.
If you want to stop me, you're gonna
this
have
is
to
really
fucking kill me. If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to fucking kill me. If you want.
But yeah, it's funny. This one was about like Twitch and stuff. Getting ready for another Twitch stream in the hopes of that other people who also love books will come say hi and chat.
Damn. Here we go again.
This shit takes so much longer than you'd expect. Like it's like, dude, it's gotta be like an hour and a half almost, 2 hours, like 30 to 40 minutes per video. But a lot of time is just finding the right videos. I guess I got laundry going. I did not know that. My better half, so they say. So Tom, do you work already today? Are you writing right now? Oh yeah, you're like way far ahead. Of course you work today. Another lesson from your writing coach, from your writing teacher, or from or you were giving the lesson with the teacher and then you taught. Oh nice. How did the what'd your teacher say? Any good news? Now you're writing short stories. Okay. Likes it, just sometimes wants to change the sentence structure, etc. So is this guy, does he do this full time? Is that like his job is his job is with like teaching people how to write and stuff? Yeah, I could take a look. Drop it in the chat, I'll take a look. I'm always looking for like, high quality feedback. The goal is always getting better. So as long as I can keep, I can go to bed at night and I'm like, I'm trying, I'm getting better. That's enough for me. Okay. Is he do you meet online? Look, his sessions for me are it's 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. There ain't no way. Yeah. I am I'm early to bed, early to rise type guy, so no, there's one. It looks like he has like a late. He has some like 2:30 p.m. He has a 4 p.m. It could definitely work. I'll take a look. Dang, he is impressive. In particular, a Shakespeare specialist, having written several academic articles on Shakespeare's language. I really enjoy teaching his plays and poems as well as other writers of his period. That is like that's official. That's a good rate though. 35 an hour. That's very reasonable. How do you say his name? Giles? Giles? Is it like Giles like J? I've never heard that name before. Giles. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Bookmark that guy. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what's going on in the world. I feel like I didn't even go to the gym today. Um, to kind of like catch up on work stuff, and like I still feel like I'm not caught up. I'm just like shit. You ever have those days where you just like cannot catch up to save your life? That's how I've had the last couple days. That's why I even stopped. I didn't go to the gym, so I could get everything done, so I could chill out on stream. No stress. I still didn't even finish everything. I thought for sure I was gonna finish. Plus, it's like the end of the month, so you have to do finances and shit. I hate that stuff. Like my brother's the entrepreneurial one. I'm not. I'm just like, yo, just tell me what needs to get done every day, and I'll do it. Tom, did you get any of your own writing done today? All right, let's see. Let's see what writing prompts we can get into on Reddit. Yeah, small amount for the short stories. I'm going to attach them to novella. Okay. So, what's your plan for the plan for this for the novella? Are you going to try and go to like the craft fairs like you said before? Are you going to try and publish it on Amazon? Amazon's pretty reasonable. It was like kind of painless. Dude, listen to this. So my brother got it back on TikTok, published on Amazon. Some friends want to read it. Oh, dude, well if you have any questions, let me know. I have like 10 or 12 books on there on Amazon. All my books are on Amazon. So if you have any questions about anything, just, let me know and I'll help you. What was I gonna say? So my brother got on back on TikTok, and he's been off it because he like just spends an ass ton of time on TikTok when he has it. Well, he's back on TikTok, and he was like looking at my page and looking through my comments, and he sees how many people ask for audiobooks, and so he was like, Marcos, I really think we're missing some low hanging fruit here, and I was like, okay, what do you have in mind? And he was like, I think we should do an audiobook. Do your bestseller, um, as an audiobook. We really, try and dial it in and get that going. And so he was like, he's like, let's get a quote and we'll see what's up. And so I was like, all right, fine. And I know it's a whole thing. Just getting a quote is going to be a tough sell. Well, so I had to sign up for ACX, which is like Amazon's audiobook place. I had to sign up for that, and then I made an account, and I had to upload my book, and I had to provide my tax information, and I had to make my pitch for what's it called? Make my pitch for like the audiobook. And dude, can I tell you, I thought I was gonna have to like wait like 2 or 3 days. I've already had five narrators request, two requested more information, and three already submitted auditions. And I was just like, dang, dude, that's happening so much faster than I thought. Published on Amazon. Yeah, it's all that. Might publish on what magazines you got in mind? Like online science fiction magazines type of thing? And then have the book complete for people to download if they like the short stories. Oh yeah, dude, that's like a lead magnet. Solid. You like what I did for so at this point I have so many books I just give away whole books for free. But when I was first starting out, I was trying to get people on my email list, and so I'd give out just short snippets of stuff. That's definitely the way to go if you want to get them on your email list. And like that's the biggest thing, right? Like I'll tell you right now, before you even start, just start an email list. Just because, even if you don't really use it that much, just to have a little bit, it's like it's like I always think about like, oh, like TikTok, right? Like yeah, I'm doing well on TikTok, but what happens if the algorithm changes, or if for whatever reason Trump gets back in office and shuts down TikTok for America? Well, I'm fucked, because then it's like I'm not gonna have all my followers, and then it's like same thing with Facebook, same thing with Instagram. But if you have your email list, it's actually very reasonable. I bought a book called How to Market a Book, buddy. I have been there and done that. Let me see. I think I have. Are you the one talking about the one by Joanna Penn? Literally, it's called How to Market a Book by Joanna Penn. Oh, it's a Reedsy one. Reedsy's good, dude. I told you. The Joanna Penn one's really good. Here, I'll show you real quick. It's right here. Oh, it's not focusing. There it goes. Yeah. This one was, I think it was updated like a year and a half ago or something. But she's British too. She's something called Bath. Is that a thing? Bath, Bath. I think she's near there or from there. Gonna go to book fairs. That's smart, dude. I have some book fairs. Like I told you, the Gaithersburg Book Fair, and then I had the Awesome Con as well. And give it to agent. Oh, so are you trying to get published? Yeah, getting published is like a whole other another beast. Like you can go. They have a bunch of. I think they have not a bunch, but they have conferences and stuff where you can go and talk to them. Or getting traditionally published is not a prerogative. Maybe later, but it's a thought. Right, right, right. Well, I was thinking about like trying to talk to the makers of Destiny and seeing if they wanted to were interested in like write and getting a book and writing a book. And if they did it, if I wrote a Destiny based book in their universe, it would have to be published. That'd be the first book. Um, that'd be the first book I published. My friend was Trad Pub. He wrote a book about his time. I think I told you about him. He was a journalist covering Syria, and he wrote a book about his time, kind of start to finish over there. And yeah, he was Trad Pub, and he just kind of like he got published, and then just nothing. Like you just kind of fall off the face of the earth if you're not a priority. You bought an Apex Legends book, like um, is it about a specific character, like your favorite character, or is it about like the world? Because I was even thinking, like, like Halo has an entire series of books, and so it's like um, somebody has to write these fucking books. So it's like, shit, man, might as well. Honestly, traditional play I've heard from at the beginning of episodes. You're right. Well, like my logic was for the majority. Right. Like my logic was to have a almost like a leg to stand on, right? Because if they wanted to, if I wanted to talk to traditional publishers, that's cool, that's fine, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, can you please publish, like beg and plead and whatever. Like I want to at least have like, look, I have this kind of like success and I make this much money, and if you can't offer me this much, then it's not worth it for me to go, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be negotiating for a contract from um from a place of like without power. It just feels like the power dynamics feel very weird to me, of like the please can I please, like it's like, okay, well they're just guessing just like everyone else. Like, oh, so their guesses are like, well, yeah, I guess like I put more stock into their guesses, but it's still not the end all be all. And so it's like, I don't know, it just feels weird sometimes, if that makes sense. I mean, but there's so many universes to write in too. So it's like, because that's what I was thinking about. Like Star Wars has their books, Apex has books. I didn't even know Apex had a book, right? And so it's like crazy how many different books there are, how many different universes, and then it's just like you almost have to write in that. You almost have to be published to write in those universes. Amen, Parappa. So 2010. Well, dude, okay, you know what I think? The best, the thing I related to a lot, and this is like to Melissa and stuff, but I'll tell you guys, we're all friends. It's kind of like dating, because like dating, you'll sit there and you'll like go out to eat, or you'll go out to like take them out and this, that, and the other, and you're like at the end of the night, you're like, hey, like, did I do enough good enough job? Bill Burr has the bit on this. This is where I got it from. So I'm not like, I'll give him credit before I even say it. But it's like, hey, did I do a good enough job to fuck like tonight? Like it's like it's like an extended tryout just for this one little bit of like, did I do a good enough job? And that's how I feel like it is for um traditional publishing. Sometimes it's like you're like you put your blood, sweat, and tears in this book, you write it, like you come up with characters and everything, and then you're like, did I do a good enough job? And then they're just gonna be like, I don't, like, who knows what they're gonna say or why. And so it's just like, that's the one thing I'm just that's my favorite comparison for it. Kind of ignorant, but whatever. Prappa, you still at work? Tom, are you playing Apex right now? I'm about to look up that Apex Legends book. I'm curious. I want to, because I'm trying to see like if it's like what their fan fiction looks like. The art of Apex Legends. Tom, did you get this one? Apex Legends Pathfinder's Quest. Work. Yeah, dude. Okay. Pathfinder's Quest. Dude, I want to write something like this for Destiny. I could easily, like, not easily. I mean, I'd work very hard, and I would like, I'd work with Bungie, but this ain't that special. I mean, it's like cool, but it's like, what would stop me from making that in Destiny's world? And there's so much in Destiny and like the universe. Let's see, Destiny Grimoire Anthology, The Art of Destiny guides. Yeah, there's no like fiction. Actually, what's this? Oh, so the Grimoire anthology is kind of like that. But dude, I could definitely write like a from one character's perspective, no doubt. Oh yeah, Bungie only has 4 books out. These 4 from Destiny. Yo, what's good, Bungie? I'm about to buy this actually. I'm curious. Sai, would you ever read a book about Destiny? About like the travelers or the traveler and the guardians and whatnot? To be honest, there's a lot of the lore in the That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I literally told him, I was just like, I kind of want this just for my shelf. Like, I don't know if I'd read it. I think I think I'd just play in the game. But it just looks so good that it looks like a nice book. A nice young book. You need to find yourself a nice young book. Oh, yeah, I need to tweak that. That link is so long. I wish I could shorten. I need to make a bit.ly of that. All right. Let me check out what's on Reddit. Whoa, look at this island in there's stairs here and it's like I don't know what, like it's like a balcony or something. That's wild. Hashima Island in Nagasaki. Okay, what do you guys think about this? So this right here, it's like cyberpunk. Low life, high tech is like the definition of cyberpunk, okay? And so I have a couple I still have speaking of cyberpunk, I still need to figure out if I'm going to do that anthology um of short stories. I'd have to write a short story for it. Um I don't know how I feel about that. I'll be honest. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Anyways, so this is on the Cyberpunk Reddit, and so this virtual cashier works from Nicaragua for $3.75 an hour. So they're outsourcing their like their basic jobs. Union leaders disgusted as restaurant chain develops labor optimization programs that outsource jobs to countries that pay less. That's wild. $3.75 an hour. Hire someone from Nicaragua and you can just order from them at McDonald's or whatever. That's wild. Let's see. I need to go to writing prompts. Let's see what writing prompts we can get into today. In his dying breaths, Weird Al reveals his final parody target, himself. He had a team of scientists scan his. That's a lot of S's. A team of scientists scan his brain and his band's brain to create an algorithm that will continue to take in new songs and create parodies for us until the end of time. Behold, Weird AI. That's a really good writing prompt. Yeah, I'm not doing this. I don't know, and I don't know enough about Weird Al to be knocking that out. But that's that even just the writing prompt itself is really well written. Um, nah, 16 hours, that's too long. 13, 10, too long, too long. 7, 6, 15, too long. 1 day. Are you guys all still at work? Or are you guys off and chilling? Taking it easy. A clerical error results in Master Chief hosting a cooking show and Gordon Ramsay being sent to fight the Covenant. That this is going to be interesting. I don't even know what I would do. I mean, Gordon Ramsay would just die. Being sent to fight the Covenant. That is. I mean, they both could. Man, that's I kind of want to do it just because I play Halo and like I'm eagerly awaiting season 2 of Halo. So I'm very familiar with the Master Chief, but that just seems like that's spicy. Let's see. 9 hours. I really should sort by new. I'm just lazy. You're a natural born CS genius, but you hate it. You only want to be a writer. You went to a local cafe. Just for fun, you try to make a story about your surroundings using codes. But suddenly you realize what you typed in becomes reality after you run the codes. Oh gosh, I don't know enough about CS to even consider this one. Hmm. The sibling gods of ordering chaos were sealed away. No, 2 hours ago. Someone is leaking information on corruption of both parties the night before election day, and she promises to reveal the true identity as the other planets gaze at the United States of Pangea. Nah. You done the act? That doesn't even make sense. Libraries are connected by interdimensional portals, and librarians are warlocks who are secretly keepers of all the world's knowledge. I might be able to do something with this. Let's see what we can get into. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't want to do. Oh, I want the link. This. Yes. All right, so what can we do with this one? We can... Libraries are connected by interdimensional portals, and librarians are warlocks who are secretly keepers of all the world's knowledge. The problem: it's your first day at work. Desire to prove yourself. That's an easy one though. What do you want? What's a thing that you get? Desire. To find out what happened to your murdered. Find out what happened to your grandfather. Opponent. Mayor. Alcide. Who tore down the... What city? What city could we do? Mayor Alcide tore down a city's library. Plan. Work. Work at the library and figure out what happened to him. But the battle, what could the battle be? I wonder what a library HQ would be called. I mean, I'm probably just gonna call it HQ, right? But still. No. What happened to him at the library? Oh, where was his ghost? Today all the hot dogs, and someone kept yelling to not cross the streams. The ghost was secretly from a baseball. Secretly a baseball spectator, thinking that the library was the bathroom. Zebra, how's your day going so far? What do you learn? Learn to work as a team, like Men in Black. Taking a necessary day out to relax. Made a couple of memes. Thankfully, tomorrow's log is already written and edited. Oh, nice. I took the day off from the gym today. I was just smoked. I couldn't do it today. And I had so much shit to do. One of those days where it's like a million little tasks just piled up, and it was just like, all right, I need to just not go to the gym, knock out all this stuff, and then I smooth sailing from here on out. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot United's playing today. I'm so embarrassed. I gotta go watch the highlights later. All right, let's get going. I remember that door. The last time I'd ever seen my grandfather, he was. Oh, whoops. Zebra, you make sure you get some time out on the in the sun outside at the ranch to relax. Oh, you've seen the important stuff at this branch. Got some today, not as much as I should have, but situation dictated shortening my exposure. Oh, that makes sense. It's cold over here, man. It will colder. Like the sun looks out and shit, but it's like 55. Like it looks like it should be like a nice spring day, but it's not. In the mid 90s. Ooh, shit, man. And plus with that sun, make sure you don't get too much outside, I guess. I didn't realize it was that hot. I think my dog would be miserable. She already comes in from a walk, like goes crazy, lapping up water. What is a last name that starts with WAR? Back. Welcome back, Tom. That isn't too bad. Summers were normally above 100. I think we hit 119. Oh my gosh! And you were telling me that those guys were running across the desert like unequipped. That's too much, man. My dad told me about how when he crossed over, he was in front. He went to Tijuana first, and he crossed over somewhere over like Baja area, but he said it was more mountainous. Um, but damn, dude, that had some serious high temps. Let me look up last names that start with W instead of last names that start with WAR. Watson Wagner. Oh, that's my grandmother's maiden name. If we hadn't found them, they wouldn't have made it. When BP showed up, we had to help some of them stand up and get in their vehicle. We always carry extra water and snacks with us for the electrolytes. Yeah, dude. I mean, that sounds kind of like kind of scary. But then it's just like, fuck, man. Like, imagine what their situation is. This is where I always get hung up because I'm just like, man, like imagine the situation where you're willing to risk crossing a desert. Again, I'm not like apologizing for anything. I'm not like saying anything. Like just purely from the human aspect, it's like, dude, you must be rather desperate to risk that. What the media always fails to mention is most actually have it worse on this side of the Rio Grande, majority being exploited in some fashion, usually by their own kind. Yeah, I mean, it's like the promise of, though, I think. But you're right. You're right. It's just a shitty situation. I think there's no two ways about that. Regardless of where you stand politically, it's a shitty situation. Oh, is that Kita? My buddy. That Keith. She's laying down. I'm not gonna bother her. Her old ass bones. Thinks she's lonely. My girlfriend pays her so much attention. I do too, but I'm always doing stuff. I'm always on the computer, making TikToks, talking with y'all and writing. Libraries are connected by interdimensional portals, and librarians are warlocks who are secretly keepers of all the world's knowledge. Okay. Ak puts his left arm around me and makes a broad, sweeping gesture with his right. He's trying to say the same thing. He starts walking with his arm over my shoulder, so I don't have any choice but to accompany him. Oh man, I'm not sure. What was Gutenberg's first name? Gutenberg Bible is written by Johannes. Gutenberg. All right, let's see. So we need to start getting to the point here. So we have our first day. We explain the world, explain the situation, and so now we need to figure out the plan. How are we gonna end it though? Does he find him? Yeah, we can say he found him. All right, so let's see here. There's one, but we lost him. Lost him? Everything do to keep my face stoic. Expression. Sha-la-la-la. Exactly. Just sitting here writing, buddy. Next lesson with Giles. Dude, it's good that you found him, man. I'm very happy for you. That's good. It's not always easy asking for help or admitting that you need extra eyes in order to get better at your craft. And so it's definitely a step in the right direction. Oh, thanks, man. Are you gonna keep going? I mean, like keep reading it. You said you read the first few chapters, the first four. Oh, okay. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Oh hell yeah! Dang man, these weeks are running together. I think it's been 4 weeks so far that I've been streaming consistently, kind of with the new gear and setup and stuff. Dude, I can't believe how many auditions on ACX I'm getting to make my audiobook. Like, I'm really surprised. I thought it was gonna be like a much longer thing. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, I had 6 people cut it back. I know. It's like I never expected this kind of um response. And again, I don't know if it's like because maybe they get alerts or what, but it's just like all of a sudden just like damn, y'all, like it's a lot of people already. And I didn't even feel it like okay, I did not half ass it, right? But like I didn't like write down like huge paragraphs of what I want or anything. I was just like, hey, had some good success on TikTok. People are asking for an audiobook. And I mean there are like every week I get maybe 2 to 5 requests for an audiobook. So it's like people are definitely asking for it. Um but yeah, I'm just surprised that there's so like I thought it was gonna be, especially because I like haven't gotten book covers and editors before. It can be like a week before any of them even get back to me. For example, my book cover designer, I emailed him this morning and I still haven't heard back from him, and like, but I haven't heard from him in like a week and a half now, and so I'm like, yeah, I think I will. I think I'll do it. It's just like my brother said, he's like it's like low hanging fruit for sales. He's like, it just wouldn't. He's like, that's like people already are asking for it, so it's like guaranteed. So I was like, all right, bet. Zebra time. What'd you just finish? We still got another what 2.5 hours before it's posting time. Wrote down a few possible feature memes. 4:23 now. Can't post till 1 after 7 p.m. Can't post 1 until after 7 p.m. Have a little bit. Yeah, like 2.5 hours. That's pretty cool that you're able to be creative and have your kind of like your ranch life and everything. Especially, I'm sure after like your hard charging career, it's such a nice change in pace. I mean, it's very even. I mean, I'm not at all going to compare working at a gym to the military, but in so much as just go like working all day long, like the because I was at the gym for anywhere from 10 to 14 hours a day, 5 days a week, and so I was like, yeah. But I'm saying in terms of that versus now, like now it's just the difference. That's all I'm saying. There's the difference is stark in a similar way. Yeah, for sure. Man, I bet you could go anywhere and know somebody. like all over the world. That's pretty cool, man. We in here. What's up? What's up? Just knocking out these writing prompts. Oh yeah, guys, tomorrow is the Twitch book club. I put it up on TikTok and I put it on Instagram, and the book is Black Sun. Um, I'm gonna have some questions written out, and then I'll talk about it. If you guys could just hang out in here, maybe ask a couple of follow up questions, that'd be dope. Because I just don't know how many of the people from TikTok are gonna come over to here. I'm not like even. I thought even I'd have a couple more than I have now, um, but we'll see. Tomorrow is gonna be the day where it's like, okay, guys, let's talk about this book. And if it goes well, I'll keep it going. Shit, to be honest, I'll keep it going even if it doesn't. Give me something to talk about. So if you guys are gonna have to hear about a book tomorrow. It's called Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. It's like a pre-Columbian America's fantasy novel. The best year was the year prior to retiring. A bunch of kids wanted to meet a soldier they made a card for, and I was sent to their hometown and had a meet and greet with them, like Make-A-Wish. Oh, dude, I bet that was so awesome, Zebra. That sounds like that sounds really nice. Let's put it that way. Like it sounds very, very nice and very it sounds like almost like they're appreciative, and that you're like, you know, I don't want to like put any feelings in, but it's just like the feelings of appreciativeness. I don't even know if that's a word, but appreciativeness, the appreciation is that's really nice. I like that. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, even just master. Even if you just read a couple of the first pages, you'll kind of get a feel for it. But dude, be careful. That shit is so good. I read it. I just read it again in like 5 days or something like that. Um, because it's so sticky. It's a good ass story and like a cool fantasy world. And the sequel just came out last week. That's kind of why I wanted to reread it. So I was like, okay, let's just make this the book of the month. All right. Is it a trilogy or just ongoing? Ongoing. This the literally the second book just came out last week. So it says I mean, I'd imagine she'll probably make it a trilogy because it just, why not? I think it sells pretty well. But I'm not sure if it's like said trilogy or said 5 book arc or anything like that. Following that was one of the last long road trips I had to make, and it was one of the best. A tropical storm had blown through and the roads were empty. It was a Sunday and low clouds covered the hilltops and mist covered the road with a light fog. I stopped to enjoy it, and a deer with its baby walked over. Dude, that's the type of zebra. That's the type of thing that you wouldn't believe unless it happened to you. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like you can't even put that in a book because it just seems kind of kind of too good to be true almost. Enjoyed their company for a bit and then kicked back for 6 more hours of driving with the windows down and music going. Man, that's a good day, man. That's a good day. A nice cap to a long career. The last few months after that were more going through paperwork and all the ins and outs of the retirement process. Yeah, I mean, you had a couple decades of stuff to get through, so I can see why it takes a while. And plus, it's like, it's just, from everything I understand, the military is just notoriously, like, bureaucratic, too. On my wall hangs 3 items: the NCO creed, my retirement letter, and the card the kids made. Oh, that's sweet, dude. You deserve to be very proud of that, man. That was the exclamation point for a long story and a good place for the page to turn. Very well said, dude. Very well said. And now you're making your memes. You're writing your stories. You got your whole new world, your little ranch going on. Oh, it's all good, man. It's a relaxing day, like you said. We're just hanging out, just chatting it up. So like I was telling you, I was a coach, or I mean, I don't know if I told you, but I was a coach for a long time, and that was one thing. And the kind of I'm a CrossFit. I was a CrossFit coach and a weightlifting coach, and CrossFitters are notorious for just this hard charging, like just overdoing it. I think is the best way to describe it. Like it's like if they're not miserable and exhausted and sweaty and sore and barely moving afterwards, they're not happy. And so a lot of my time, to be honest with you, was almost like reassuring them that it's all right to take a step back and to just relax. And so I guess all this to say is like, it's a relaxing day, dude. You're just chilling. It's fine. We all need them. I was even thinking about going. I don't even like going outside, and I was thinking about camping because I just keep getting. I feel like I'm getting caught up with little tasks and like just little tiny things that just keep over like, adding. And I was like, man, I just need to go camping and unplug. But then I took like a day, and I'm like, all right, I'll be fine. Every weekend comes around, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just so ready to just chill. Tomorrow will be short, 963 pages. Oh yeah, that's not bad. This right here that I've written just now is about to be 900 words. The lady likes camp. No, she doesn't. She's not opposed to it. So I was a Boy Scout for 12 years. So I've done wilderness survival camping. I've done like kind of soft camping. I've done like kind of the backwoods type of shit, the hiking and stuff. I've done a good bit of types of camping too. She doesn't really have the same experience. So we go to like campgrounds. Like the campgrounds are like we sleep in a tent, but then we still have bathrooms and a shower with hot water, right? Like that's the kind of camping that I think is a little bit more palatable for her, and that I don't mind that. I'm like, all right, whatever. The biggest thing for me is just like the loss of routine. Like not being in my routine is a very is not easy for me, and so that's the only thing. It's like I'll go camping, but since it's not in the routine, it's just like everything feels off, and then I feel really rushed when I get home, and then I have to kind of almost like work extra hard just to get back to where I was. Glamping then. Not it's glamping-esque. Yes, it's very close. Because like we have fires, we cook on the fire, and we'll only go for a couple nights. It's not like we're going long enough where I have to worry about it's not enough where I have to worry about food. Like I can bring for example, I can bring sausage and keep it on ice, right? Like if you're going for a week camping trip, you have to worry about bringing like MREs and stuff. But this stuff, it's glamping. It's about as easy as you can get. I don't have a generator for my Xbox, but other than that, yes. Would you say you feel a slave to the process? I wouldn't use that. That never leave home without your sausage. A fucking men, dude. A fucking men. That's the moral of my camping story. Don't leave home without your sausage. Would you say you feel a slave to the process? No, I don't think of it like that. It's almost like it's like the process is a comforter fresh out of the dryer, and it's just so much nicer going to bed wrapped up inside of that. You're like a snug little Chipotle burrito. So as long as everything is like the same, the process is free, the chaos is confining. Yes, actually, that's actually is that from something, or did you just make that up? Because that's fucking. I'm gonna write that down right now. The process is free. The chaos is. Oh, whoops. Confining. I don't know, man. That sounds pretty original, especially confining. That's such a great word for it. And that's not. That doesn't even sound as like screenplay-esque. Like there's some words that are like that you would hear in a movie. That confining doesn't really have that feel for me, but yes, that is a very succinct way of putting it. Amen. I'm gonna get it tattooed on my lip. I really want to get fuck on my lip. Just like, just right there. And then I just got my tax return back, and I was talking to Lucas. I was like, shit, should I make a tattoo appointment? So I might be going to go get a little more ink on my upper arm. Like the only empty spots left are my upper arms. I guess there's a little bit of room left on my legs if I want to be like super covered, but yeah. Where's Dirty Clinch? Tell him to get in here. I have a question for him, or just ask him when are you getting your next tattoo? Without going into detail, how do you declare yourself on taxes? I'm W-2 for AG. So the way we have it set up is that outside with that rascal Dustin probably. So the way we have it set up is we have a publishing company. Or we have one company that is publishing and digital marketing, and so that is where I get my writer, like my nonfiction writer. I just call it nonfiction writer, but like my ghost writing, nonfiction writing, blog writing, whatever you want to call it, that goes into the digital marketing side of the business, as well as my publishing, say book sales goes into that side of the business, and then I just get paid out from the business. So I'm on W-2. So my taxes are actually very easy. The business taxes is not my problem. those I don't think are as easy, but it's not my problem, so I don't worry about it. Oh man. All right, so we're coming up on the end here. I got to figure out how I want to. If it's modern times, then he could have just called. That's the problem. So pretty much the story is that the grandfather disappeared, and then they just found him 10 years later in a small Italian one-room schoolhouse. But it's like, well, if he was there the whole time, then they were saying he was lost. But if he was there the whole time, why didn't he just call? I mean, I can just ask him. Why? Let's ask him. Why didn't I run through the desk of staring? I run through the desks of staring students and embrace my grandfather. After a moment, I pull away and hold him at arm's length. Why didn't you call or write? He says. I remind him, but I still have more questions. How did you live here? You sad? All right, let's read through this one more time and then we'll edit it, put it through Grammarly, and then post it. So the writing prompt: libraries are connected by interdimensional portals, and librarians are warlocks who are secretly keepers of all the world's knowledge. All right, so I remember that door. The last time I'd ever seen my grandfather, he was walking through after ignoring the do not enter sign. And now I'm following the lead librarian through. Now that you've seen the important stuff at this branch, it's time to show you a bit more of what we do, Locke Wardley had said with a twinkle in his eye. It's my first day at the library. I waited 10 as a librarian. What that? It's my first day as a librarian. I waited 10 years to apply, and find out where my grandpa went that day. My mom always says I grew up fast, and I can tell her where and when it happened. Right here, a decade ago. Are you ready? Locke says, pulling me from my reverie. I paste a broad smile on my face, as I'll ever be. Locke opens the door as if he's Willy Wonka showing Charlie the Chocolate Factory for the very first time. He gestures me through with enthusiasm, and I find myself staring at dozens of rows of desks, filled with people from a wide range of ethnicities. Locke looks at me like he's expecting surprise. Wow, I say, placating him. What do you think? He says. Because of his obvious excitement, I don't answer him right away. I watch the workers and realize only the ones closest to me are speaking English. There are hundreds of doors through around the edge of the room, of the large, expansive room with barely any space between them. Between any two of them. If two people walk through adjacent doors at the same time, one door would be in the way of the other. I turn around and look back through the door we came through. I look back through the door we came. I turn around and look back through the door we came through. I don't want two throughs. We came from. I'm gonna get a thing on Grammarly for this one. The library looks just like I remember it, but the scale seems off, as if I'm looking at it through a lens that distorts the scale. What's going on? I ask. Locke puts his left arm around me and makes a broad, sweeping gesture with his right. Welcome to the hub. In dramatic flourish, the door to my local library slams shut behind me. The hub? You can get to any library in the world through one of these doors, he explains, pointing around. That's fine. The doors are for an area of the world, so if you go through without specifying a destination, you end up at a random one in that region. My grandfather was in this hub a decade before me, I can feel it, and he left through another door. If he had gone back through the same door, he would have ended up near us instead of disappearing. Unless Locke is just pulling my chain. You're lying, I say. Locke laughs. You'd be surprised how many people say the same thing. He starts walking with his arm over my shoulder, so I don't have any choice but to accompany him. It all started when I created the first 2 libraries, he begins. Something about his statement piques my curiosity. The first 2 ever, I say, almost joking. I'm not sure I want to know the answer. Ever. Well, I was worried about people stealing my books, and they were worth so much before Johannes perfected the printing press. I thought Gutenberg made the printing press, I say. He did. Johannes was his first name. I look around, seeing if anyone else hears this crazy guy's ramblings. The closest person to me is a young black man speaking a language I don't recognize. So instead of leaving the books in the libraries, I brought them back here, to the hub, each night. I nod, unsure of what to say. People named magical men after me, you know, Locke says with pride. I look at him confused. Ward Lee Locke is how my name appeared on official documents. He looks at me as if waiting for me to appreciate some unknown joke. Get rid of the Lee. I shake my head and shrug. Warlock, he exclaims. They call magical men warlocks because of me, he says with pride. Interesting, I say, just to keep him happy. We're about halfway through the length of the massive room. Does anyone who doesn't work here ever come to the hub? Not often, but there was an old man a few years ago, he says. But it could be decades. Time blurs a bit when you've been alive for millennia, he adds with a smile. Millennia is not a word? Yes, it is. What about an old man, 10 years ago? Locke's face grows dark. There was one, but we lost him. Lost him? It's everything I can do to keep my expression stoic. Mayor Alcide, a small town leader in a backwater Italian town, cut funding for a library and demolished it. Well, when we discovered him in here, the old man raced through the door at the exact moment the building blew up. I wobble where I stand and hold on to the closest desks for support. My stomach heaves and my eyes water. You knew him, didn't you? Locke says, his kind eyes inspecting me. He was my grandfather. Then Locke does something entirely unexpected. He gives me a hug. Not like a normal, half-assed man-to-man hug. Not like normal, half-assed man-to-man hugs favoring one arm. He embraces me as if he's trying to take some of the pain I feel for himself. And it works. I wipe my eyes and take a deep breath. Do you want to see where the library was? I'm too choked up to speak, so I nod instead. Locke walks over to a door that looks like it hasn't been opened in years. Are you sure? He asks. Positive, I say. I wipe my eyes and stand up straight. I'm not quite sure what I was expecting, but it isn't what we find. Together, Locke and I walk into a small schoolroom with a handful of books on a shelf. The children in attendance all turn and look at me. My eyes are on their teacher. He's older than I remember, but I'm sure he'd say the same thing about me. My grandfather, with a proud grin on his face. You found me, he says, beaming. His English sounds rusty. I run through the desks of staring students and embrace my grandfather. After a moment, I pull away and hold him at arm's length. Why didn't you call or write? He says. I, I say. I say. I forgot the address and phone number, he says, embarrassed. I forgot how his memory was already going 10 years ago. In hindsight, I'm surprised he remembers me. What's your name again? He says, embarrassed with a touch of shame. He whispers, with a heavy dose of shame. I remind him, but I still have more questions. How did you live here for so long? Weren't you sad? I ask. I was at first, but when I realized what had happened and how nobody would believe me, I decided to live like I'd gone to heaven. I'm going to have to wait for you again someday, you know, he says, kissing my forehead. I'm about 10 years too old for the gesture, but I don't care. I like that. It's sweet. All right, Grammarly. Chiddly diddly. Tom, what's up, man? Are you playing Apex? Listening to film music? That sounds so epic. You like film music? Yeah, I've one of my books I wrote to a film score. Which I wrote to so I found a like a playlist of all like battle scenes. So they would have like Lord of the Rings, the Battle of Helm's Deep, and it had I think it had Blade Runner music, it had Harry Potter music, Star Wars music. Anyways, so I had like these kind of like curated list of them, and I wrote a book. I wrote a book to that. I like E.T. Haha, joke. Why is that a joke? You can like E.T. Mm. Oh, there's two N's in millennia. All right, that's good. We'll go back in here. 1100 words, not too bad, not too bad. Cool. That worked out well. I like the way that ended up. All right, gang. Well, I am going to take a quick break. I actually might be playing COD today. My friend Patrick said he's been bugging me to play Call of Duty, so I might be on a different game this afternoon. So we'll see. If he doesn't answer his phone, I'm going to play Destiny. Too bad. But yeah, I'll be back in my feed Kita, get some water, and then I'll hop back on and play some video games. BRB gang.